what is happening in Rivers State, and we saw the Ijaw nation, the entire Ijaw nation coming out to make a very deep threat to evict Nigeria completely, and the question that most of them were asking themselves, do the Ijaw people actually have the number? Do they have what it takes, to stand as a nation? From what since Wike made that statement that they just a minority of the minority, and that without Igbos there's no Ijaw, and that's Wike. I think that has angered a lot and triggered a lot of things within the ASICs, and to the extent we saw Dr. Wike, the head of service to Fubara, who just resigned when Ibaz, the military administrator, assumed office, and threatening, exposing, according to him, that he was exposing that Fubara was behind the bombing of the State House of Assembly. Fubara also was behind the coordinating pipeline explosion that's going on in Niger Delta. Those are the happenings within the week. Now we are saying that some of these things are how to, though the governor, of course, is still the governor, emergency suspension, Nigerians have not come into terms with that. A lot of people still refer to him as the governor. But the real fact is that what is actually the motive of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, imposing a military administrator, and for the way the man is going, it's like they want to dismantle anything that has to do with a PDP in that state and plant APC, plant loyalists, plant structures. Because the man has successfully, sacked everything that has to do with PDP there, and is busy installing whoever Wike or the president wants him to install to carry out governance in Rivers State. In fact, a lot of people are watching now. What I can say, these things that are going on consistently like this in Rivers State, they are not taking out about what the whole thing is going to throw in the future. When it backfires, can the nation Nigeria be able to stand that? I mean, when it was reported recently that the militants has reconvened, and when the militants recover, you know what I'm talking about, and that package is that they are going to use the symbol of busting the pipeline as a protest to injustice and illegality that was carried out in Rivers State. That is the situation now. But one man that has not been able to put his feet on a particular hole till this date is Asari Dokubo. Asari Dokubo, I think he has been relegated to one community chief like that, and is no longer relevant to the affairs of Ijaw people on the quest to attract justice for the Ijaw people. I'm an advocate of that. I'm still advocating, that there should be cleaning of pollution, in that place. And what is being done to Fubara, I am not in support of that, and I will never be in support for that. Considering the fact that everything that surrounds that is illegality. Nigerians should continue to do away, to go against anything that has to do with whatever godfatherism is. Nobody, when it comes to political issues, and you can see, how can we be demanding 6 billion out of 25 billion, monthly? I think that's what Rotimi Amechi was trying to tell the whole world, that what is happening in Rivers State is not all about who is going to deal with who or who is going to. It's all about the resources of Rivers State. And for somebody to be demanding 6 billion, every month from a sitting governor out of 25 billion, that is extremely. You see, they want to impose that kind of Jagabantic political play on Rivers State, and he has met his resistance. And Fubara, the governor of Rivers State, should continue to resist anything that has to do with Wike. Not even today, not even tomorrow. There shall be consistent resistance against Wike, because we know the kind of comment Wike made when the issue of Alpha Ambode came to public, limelight. He made a lot of statements, but how come you, from the back door, you come and we are just saying all manner of things against the Fubara? and you want to do the same thing. That means our politicians lack ideology, and they are very, very inconsistent, and they do not deserve our support. And more especially, we are hearing to a lot of news, a lot of things unpalatable to the mind of every Nigerian. How Bola Tinubu tend to wrinkle out, although the PDP governors have already gone to court to challenge that Supreme Court order, and of course, know what is going to come out of it, and that move will signal the beginning of the decision, or the kangaroo, or the full and tailored judgment. Yes, that's the way I put it. That was carried out by the Supreme Court. Very oddly, an renowned, legal practitioner has come out a few days ago. Very oddly, the wife of the former governor of River State, who is also influential within the judicial circle, has also come out to condemn, the Supreme Court judgment, and it looks like everything is being manipulated, targeting the resources of, River State, and of course, 2027. That is the meaning of what is playing now. But we must understand that at this point in time, what the Nigerians need to do. Everybody should start warming up, because there's going to be anti-Tinubu campaign any moment from now, any day. Tinubu's image has been battered in 36 states of this federation, and the worst of it is coming from the northern part of the country, considering the movement of Sheyi and the northern response to what Sheyi Tinubu was trying to do. Maybe he's trying to get popular, take the mantle of his father, of his father's political dynasty, and see he can, have a relationship and enjoy a synergy between the northern and the southern, power block brokers ahead of 2027. Whether he actually wants to be the governor of Lagos State, well, of course, time is going to tell. He's not also far from the truth. He has, this alliance from the Igbo people, having allegedly speculated that he's married to an Igbo woman, and say Tinubu, I don't know how everybody is going to look at that, if actually it was credited to you that you said that even God cannot stop your father 2027. Well, even if it's going to be a voting process, let it be like the one we see, or we saw, or Nigeria witnessed under the erudite professor Humphrey Mosu, that gave birth to June 12th, that gave birth to Mushud Abiola, being recognized as, an Apple politician, president. Yes, he's just, in making. He was not, but I can tell you, the rejection not to immortalize Humphrey Mosu in that regard tells you that, the war is still on, according to our reason. God bless you.